Very sad. A couple days ago, something happened that was a serious blow to individual rights and liberties to certain countries in Europe that are under the jurisdiction of the European Court of Human Rights. And these people on this court prove that they don't know what a human right is. Here's a breakdown of what happened. Conviction for calling Muhammad a pedophile is not a breach of Article 10. Article 10 says you can basically distribute information uninhibited. It's basically freedom of speech. In today's chamber judgment in the case of VS versus Austria, the European Court of Human Rights held unanimously that there had been no violation of Article 10, freedom of expression of the European Convention on Human Rights. The case concerned the applicant's conviction. This was a woman who was convicted in Austria for disparaging religious doctrines. She had made statements suggesting that Muhammad had pedophilic tendencies, which is historical. The court found in particular that the domestic court's the court that originally convicted her, comprehensively assessed the wider context of the applicant's statement and carefully balanced her right to freedom of expression with the right of others to have their religious feelings protected. There is no right for people to have their religious feelings protected. That is absolutely ridiculous. Council of Human Rights. Human rights means humans, all humans, meaning each human individually. And individual rights and liberties for human rights are held above any religion. We're talking about human rights, not religious rights. But they don't understand that, which means they shouldn't be fit. They should not be on a court for human rights, not understanding that very fundamental principle. And served the legitimate aim of preserving religious peace in Austria, preserving the peace over protecting individual rights and liberties. If you're too much of a coward to protect individual rights and liberties, you will not get peace. Peace will not be the outcome of that kind of action. It held that by considering the impugned statements as going beyond the permissible limits of an objective debate, and by classifying them as an abusive attack on the Prophet of Islam, which could stir up prejudice and threaten religious peace, the domestic courts put forward relevant and sufficient reasons. When you look at history, you get absolutely disgusted by the people that didn't stand up to evil and allowed evil to happen. This is beyond not standing up to evil. This is rewarding evil. This is telling people that if you are violent, you will get special rights and privileges that other people don't have. We will reward you for being violent, because then we will say, well, we need to protect the peace over preserving individual rights and liberties. The people that need to be beyond a court of human rights are the ones that say individual rights and liberties are above all else. Civil law is above all else, and we will defend those rights to the death. We will not ever make exceptions for these fundamental human rights. That's the people you need on these courts, not the disgusting cowards that gave up freedom for a little bit of safety. The founding fathers of the United States of America talked about this. If you're willing to give up individual rights and freedoms for safety, you're going to lose both. Rewarding violence. Christians for decades have dealt with constant criticism of Christianity, ridicule of Christianity, constant criticism, ridicule of the Bible. But since they're not getting violent about it, well, that's okay. That's acceptable. But if you're a certain religion, a part of a religion that will get violent, well, you can't criticize them then. Can't criticize them. They deserve rights and liberties above other people. They deserve special privilege. And what about the doctrine of these religions? The Quran is salt and peppered with hatred against non-believers. So it's okay if their doctrine calls for people like me to be murdered and tortured forever. An attack on me personally, not my ideas, an attack on me personally. But those ideas, the people that claim to hold these ideas coming from God, these ideas being unquestionable truths, I can't criticize that. I'm not allowed to criticize that, but they can say, oh yeah, according to my beliefs, people like you should be murdered and tortured forever. They can do that to me, but I can't give any criticism back to them. Absolutely shameful, absolutely disgusting. Looking at the history of this case, in 2011, the Vienna Regional Criminal Court found that statements made by a woman simply reciting history that Muhammad had pedophilic tendencies, she was convicted and forced to pay a fine of 480 euros. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. And then this court upheld that ruling. So this is blasphemy law. You're not allowed to insult religion. And in Europe, my gosh, the people of Austria deserve better. Do what you can to abandon, get independence from this European Court of Human Rights. Once again, these idiots don't know what a human right is. They've proven that in this ruling. They need to be abandoned. Gain your independence. Gain your freedom. This is absolutely disgusting what happened in this ruling. Whew. Independence, freedom from these elitist, clueless, cowardly, dirtbag European councils. Just unbelievable. Gain your independence, gain your freedom. This is Jim Wall. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Cisco, do we have to leave all our good friends now?
Only until next time, Pancho. Adios, amigos.